To touch on my experience with school specifically, school was a bitch, okay? That program was so hard. I think that was the hardest thing that I've ever done and accomplished. School was the program was very fast paced. And it was just really hard. It was really challenging. In nursing school, I struggled, you guys. I struggled not only academically because it was hard, but I struggled financially. I had a roof over my head and I was grateful, but I did not, after rent was paid and bills was paid, I didn't know how I was going to put gas in my car to get to school. You know what I mean? Like, those of you who are familiar with the area, I lived in Upland and I went to school in Colton. There were times where I literally would wake up, turn on my car, and my e-light would be on. Like, I would be on empty, and I have to pray the whole time driving from Upland to Colton. Please just get me to school. Just get me there. Just get me there. I'll figure it out once I'm there. Just get me there. And there were times where, you know, my teacher knew something was wrong, you know, because I'm the type of person where I don't know how to hide how I'm feeling, and everything that I'm going through is on my face. So I've had times where teachers are like, you know, what's going on? I know something is not right. And I've had to be humble and tell them what I'm going through. And they've actually offered to fill my tank up. So just to make sure that I get to school. You know what I mean? It's moments like that that lets me know that God put people in my life for a reason, because they didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking teachers saying, follow me to this gas station and I'm going to fill your tank up so you can make sure you bring your ass to school. They didn't have to do that. And there were times, I remember struggling. There were times where, you know, I would collect cans and bottles and tote these big ass trash bags full of bottles and cans to the recycling center, only to get about $10-15. But I was still grateful because I'm like, okay, that's gas money for the week. I'm good. Like, y'all don't know. Like, I struggled so much. So I ended up finishing school like around June of 2010. We did not have our graduation ceremony until September 2010. So September we walked, and I took my NCLEX, which is a state board test, to get my license in October. Found out I passed in November, and they sent me my license in December. And I was so happy, like, accomplishing that, getting through school and passing that test. And actually, when I got a copy of my license in my hand, I was so happy. I was like, oh, the struggle is over. Like, I'm good. Like, this is what's up. Like, I was so happy. The struggle wasn't over, sis. The struggle was far from over. I got my license. I start applying, you know, everywhere. I'm applying to doctor's offices, hospitals, urgent care centers, home health agency, nursing homes. I am applying everywhere. Nobody would hire me. Nobody would hire me, sis. Nobody would hire me because they kept saying, you don't have any experience in the medical field. And I was just getting frustrated to the point where it's like, well, how am I supposed to gain my experience if nobody is giving me an opportunity to get the experience? You know, like, I was just like, what is going on? So I struggled with that. I got my license in December of 2010. I did not get employed until November of 2011. It was a struggle. It was such a struggle. I had a hard time. And so I used to rant on Facebook all the time about not being able to get hired and me not finding a job and how frustrated I was. So a mutual friend that I went to high school with ended up inboxing me, and she told me that she, you know, has a job lead for me. Basically, it's like an in-home situation where the parents needed a caregiver. They had already had a full-time caregiver like during the week. So I got hired to basically go in Saturdays and Sundays, 12-hour shifts. So I would come in at 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening, and I would, you know, be a caregiver. And she hired me as an LVN so I could get my experience, but realistically, I was doing caregiving. You know, I was getting paid $12 an hour, which was fine with me because I was unemployed. Okay, so any job is a good job. Give it here. Okay, give it here. I held that job for about 7 months, and that family was so great. They were so sweet, and the patients were sweet. I really genuinely love that family, but I had to move on because financially it wasn't cutting it. So I ended up getting hired at this group home. It was a 6 patient home, basically. It was a house, but I would go in and pretty much like give them their medications, check their vital signs, do activities with them, document my care. I would sometimes cook and clean. I would give showers. So I did a lot of hands-on caregiving as well, like in the beginning. And then I eventually had to move on from that because I ended up applying for jobs again, and I get a job lead that this nursing home in Rialto is hiring. So I went down, applied, got hired, and I went from making 16 an hour to 18 an hour, which is, you know, not that big of a difference, but it was cool. It was cool. Now this was a challenge. Me getting hired at this nursing home, sis. It was a struggle. Okay, I went from having 6 patients to like anywhere from 25 to 30 patients, sometimes 40 patients. I was like, what did I get myself into? It was a whole different dynamic. Like, it was a complete shift from what I was used to doing. The responsibilities was more, and I'm now interacting with doctors and family members, and I'm, you know, and I'm just like, oh my God, I was so scared. So I ended up working with this company for 5 years, and I got a lot of experience. I got so much experience. It was a good experience, but it was bad experiences too. Okay, let's just be real. I met a lot of good nurses, great nurses that I have so much respect for to this day. To this day. But yeah, the reason why I decided to leave that company was because, like I said, I had been with that company for 5 years. And when I got hired, I didn't have a lot of experience. So on my application, I put that I wanted to make 20. They offered me 18. I'm like, cool, it's more than what I'm making now still. So I'll take it. But after a few years, I ended up only getting up to 20 after like 3 years of being with the company. My personal issue with this particular company, which shall remain nameless, they started hiring a lot of new grads and a lot of people like fresh out of school making more money than me, and I'm training them. I'm talking like it was a point where I was literally training a nurse seemed like every few weeks. No lie and no exaggeration whatsoever. I've trained with my old company at least 15 to 20 nurses, and that's no exaggeration. Some were new grads, some were just new hires, but they had experience. But there was no compensation. I'm getting paid $20 an hour, and she's coming in as a new grad getting 24. Like, no, sis, no. Like, no. And we talked about raises. There was a point to where I was not getting my evaluations, no talk about raises, and I'm just like, you know what? I gotta go. Like, it just was not working for me anymore. So I bounced. Now, currently, I am satisfied with my place of employment, honestly. No nursing home is perfect. Let's just be real. I work at a skilled nursing facility. So I went from my first nursing home job to the place I am now, making way more money than I was making. I don't know if I want to put my rate out there, but I'm at $27 an hour now. So I went from making $20 an hour to 27, and I'm happy. Like, I'm happy. Like, I feel like I'm being valued more. You know what I mean? I have more experience, and I'm happy. So my journey as a nurse has been so crazy and rewarding. I've been licensed now for, this will make my 9th year, and I have about 7 years of working experience as an LVN. So I'm happy. It's been a tough road, but honestly, I would not change anything. I would do it all over if I had to, because it's made me who I am today. It's made me humble. It's made me appreciative. I've literally worked my ass off to get to where I am today. Nothing was handed to me. Nothing was given to me. I worked for everything I have, and I'm grateful. So I just want to say, if you're thinking about becoming a nurse or a doctor or a dentist or any profession, stick to it. Stay true to yourself. Do not put other people in front of your dreams and your desires. Don't do it. Because my biggest lesson was, I had to go through what I had to go through, but this path is still for me. Like, it's whether it would have happened in 2008 or 2009 or 2010, it's still destined for me. And what is for you will always be for you. It might not be when you want it, but it's gonna come when it's meant to come, and it's divine timing. And don't give up. Please don't give up. Trust me, if I can get through it, and I can, get over all those obstacles that I faced during nursing school and as a new grad, you can too. Because I just touched on a little bit of my struggles that I had in my personal life. I didn't even touch on a lot. I just gave y'all a little glimpse of what I was going through. It was crazy, but I was devoted. I was determined, and I did not give up. So I hope this video inspired. If I can inspire at least one person, I'm good. My job is done. So I did this video to inspire people, to share my story. Inbox me, send me comments, send me, messages. If you've gone through struggles, or if you are currently struggling, I will help you with words of encouragement. Anything. Just don't give up. Just please don't give up. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. I hope this video was not too long, but thank you so much for all the love and support. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel, because there's more videos to come. It ain't gonna be as emotional, but it'll be inspiring. And thank you guys for tuning in. Until later. Bye.